that wall hits you, ladies, it's going to hit hard. And it's going to hurt. And you're going to be bitter. And you're going to hate Kevin Samuels. You're going to hate Andrew Tate. You're going to hate Rollo Tomassi. You're going to hate Michael Sartain. You're going to hate Black Ice. You're going to hate Glenn Lawrence. You're going to hate Pearl. You're going to hate Fresh and Fit. You're going to hate us. You're going to say the same thing that everybody, no, we told you, literally, because I picked them out. I said, my God, I feel bad for the guy that's going to end up with her.
Hey, it's Chris with Topher TV Clips. Today's video is about women hitting the wall. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
We've basically told a great generation of young women, don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job, and it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, you know, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats, so I thought you know.
So this has kind of been a conversation about women hitting their wall for a while. And the wall is basically the point at which women, and apparently this doesn't really exist for men, the women reach the point where they are no longer getting more attractive or gaining more value in the eyes of a potential mate and are kind of on the back end. So they're on the downhill. Their looks are getting worse. The attraction or attractiveness that they have to a guy is getting less and less, and they are no longer seen as kind of the cream of the crop. They've passed their prime, and there are some disagreements about what this age is. Some people say it's 26, some people say it's 30, some people say it's 35, some people say it's 40. And so there are some conversations, some kind of interesting, some not interesting at all, and just downright objectifying.
Hitting the wall for a woman is a very real thing. I mean, you'll see videos online about them talking about it. Like, why don't guys talk to me no more? Why don't I get the attention I used to? I mean, it's a real thing, you know. Guys are going to be less attracted to you the older you get. I mean, I don't know why that's so hard for women to understand. I mean, I know they just can't cope with it pretty much.
Younger, finer, fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you know, you're not my type, and you know, I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone.
I want to share my experience with aging. I'm 37 now. I'm going to be 38 in a week. And in the last year or so, I've really struggled with my appearance. And it's not so much of like a shallow thing, not wanting to look old. I know I'm not old yet, but if you're 20 something, you're like, oh, you are old. If you're 60, I'm not old, you know? It's all relative. But it's not even that I'm like upset about a wrinkle or a blemish or a pigmentation. It's this just really weird phenomenon that happens where you don't recognize yourself, and you're trying to look like you always have, and not in an age way, but just in a recognizing yourself. And so I'll do my eyebrows, and I'm like, well, that didn't do it. Okay, maybe I just need more concealer. And then that doesn't do it. And then you realize you've lost volume in your face, and I now have these like really deep, they're just hollow, right? My thin is more skin. Just all these things have changed that makeup can't change. I guess plastic surgery or like augmentation injections can maybe fix, but it's just odd to seek yourself in the mirror or on camera and not be able to find it. and having to become okay with this new person.
Not in a good way right now, and ranting on TikTok is probably the last thing that I need to do, but I have to say I'm so sick of you men that are cowards. Literally the first sign that you see of intimacy, you're like, ooh, intimacy, oh, I can't take it, and you shut down. What the hell is wrong with you? And we can call it avoidant attachment issues and love bombing and narcissism. I don't care what we call it. I just know that it's everywhere, and I'm gonna call you coward. You think that it's okay to awaken something in a woman, to awaken and ignite a love, and then never have, I want to say, the wherewithal, the ability. Actually, you have the ability. You have the ability. I know you read all those Jocko books and you think you're mentally strong, but let me tell you something. Newsflash, you're not. So you awaken these things in a woman and you don't have the wherewithal, I'll say that, to finish it out, to commit, to do the work. Or you get upset and you get into an argument and you just, you shut down and you give her the silent treatment. If you are a mother raising boys, I swear, can we do better as a collective and not raise the men that we're dealing right now?
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women. Because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single, a lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits, and a lot of them end up childless and single, and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.